Superman, Matt Clark. We now bring to the stage a man enjoying his second year on the PDC Pro Tour. This year's World Championship quarter-finalist, relentless Ryan Joyce.
Well, a couple of first-time winners already on the European Tour today. Vessel Nyman and Christoph Kachuk booking their places in the second round of the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. Now it's time for Ryan Joyce and Matt Clark. One man who had a really strong first year on the PDC Tour, Ryan Joyce, looked really dangerous, culminating in a good run at the World Championship at Alexandra Palace. Made it all the way to the quarter-final stages. Matt Clark, well, he's a man who knows what that's like. Quarter-finalist at the Lakeside way back in 1996. Quarter-final at the match play back in 2008. He has been around forever, Superman. That makes a return to Euro Tour action. However, if Ryan Joyce plays like he did in the qualifiers for this, there is only one winner because he was, as his nickname suggests, relentless. Was he not, Paul Nicholson?
Absolutely right. He swept through the qualifiers with ease. He may have lost 4 legs in a couple of the matches, but the stats stand out. He averaged 91 against Wayne Jones, but then he found his range on the scoring, which he says is his Achilles heel. But 104 against Ryan Searle, then a 109 against Brendan Dolan to get through. That's stand out.
Yeah, it really is. They've only met once before. That was on the tour earlier this year.
Ladies and gentlemen,
rare wins for Matt Clark.
Ryan to throw first. Game on.
Not seen Matt Clark win more than 2 consecutive games in a tournament, in a ranking event this year. A couple of board final appearances, but that's been about it. So Ryan Joyce will go off as the favourite, but it's not exactly been a stellar year for him either. Quarter-final in Barnsley a couple of times this year, but there's been a lot of first-round exits.
Yeah, I think we expected a little bit more from Ryan after the quarter-final run to the Worlds. I think it's fair to say, though, that Ryan almost got away with that run to the quarter-finals. He didn't play his best darts, but he got some wins under his belt.
It's the finishing, isn't it, with Ryan Joyce? Like, even when he doesn't look like he's playing particularly well, if you give him a sniff of a chance, when he's on form, his finishing is right up there.
Yeah, don't leave him on those 2 darters.
Yeah.
He is one of the best in the world at the 72s and 64s.
123.
He loves a bullseye.
He does love a bullseye. Keep an eye out if he leaves 150. He'll go 3 balls. Well, he should do, although, I mean, he always used to, and now he's sort of
125.
never quite sure what route he's going to go, Ryan Joyce.
Well, don't tell me he's going to go all conventional on us. We want people who do different things.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the walk-on song for Ryan Joyce, for instance, is perfect. Because you could say it's right on time by Black Box, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So it's Ryan time.
There you go, see?
Ryan time. It's perfect.
We've had singing in Eurotour commentary. We've gone quite early for this weekend.
100.
A bit more tradish from Matt Clark, though, the Superman theme from the original Superman films where Christopher Reeve was Superman.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the traditional ones. He's from the same sort of generation as Andy Jenkins, who comes out to the traditional Rocky theme.
100. Ryan, you require 91.
I don't know what's gone on with our board microphone, but it just seems to have suddenly cut out, doesn't it?
Uh-oh. Bullseye first, of course. Double 16. Oh, he just gets the 9, but
Cash on the first
that was
leg,
inevitable.
Ryan Joyce.
It's just what he does.
Second leg is Matt to throw first.
Well, that is his
Game
strong
on.
point. And it's enough for a 15-dart leg for Ryan Joyce. And the opening one in this contest, he was pretty well beaten by Matt Clark when they met earlier on this year. Lost it 6-2, did not play
97.
well at all. There have been a few days with Ryan Joyce where we've seen him in live stream in action in the Pro Tour events, and he's not been particularly impressive. On the Euro Tour, this is only his 4th appearance, and he's only won 1 game. So if he is going to go and make the European Championship, then he's got a lot of work to do. He's going to have to make the final, really.
Yeah, I think that is pretty much the equation.
Oh, hello. Microphone's back.
108.
Just in time for a maximum from Superman.
Yeah, just in time for Superman, and it's just in pipe that we will see pretty soon in the headline match of this afternoon's session against
96.
Kim Ibrex. I'm really looking forward to that game. And there's a lot of people out there who talk about Justin's pace and all that, but if you look at the way he's playing the last couple of months, he's playing world-class darts again, and it's fabulous to see. Ibrex has got a lot on his mind this afternoon in the practice room.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating game,
68.
that one. And Justin is playing top stuff. I cannot emphasise that enough. We're seeing it at the Pro Tour events. He's been chucking some really good stuff on the European Tour when we've seen him in action.
133.
Ryan
Matt,
Joyce
you're
leaves
156.
himself a finish where he would have 2 bullseyes. So he's working his way up. We've got a 1 bullseye finish. We could have a 2 bullseye finish. He'll leave 150 in the 3rd leg. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you very much.
100.
Well,
Or at least that's the
Ryan, you
plan.
require 132.
Well, he moved it because he was close. Oh, he needs another one. This has got to be in the middle.
107.
He's slacking.
Matt, you require
Looked good as well,
56.
didn't that first start, the way Ryan Joyce's darts go in the board.
Yeah, he likes to get them to gather on top of each other. That's a missed single from Matt. But he has left himself one chance, a double 16, and it's a
Cash on
chance
the
that he
second leg,
takes.
Matt Clark.
Really good
The leg is
recovery
Ryan
from
to
Matt
throw
Clark.
first. Game on.
Yeah, well, he should have had 2 darts at the double. He only got 1. That's all he needed.
We may have some viewers on PDC TV today
134.
around the world thinking, why is Matt Clark called Superman?
Well,
he's Matt Clark, and he's from Kent.
yeah, Clark, Kent, yeah, you get it? Good.
Well, his dart shirt looks like he had a fight with
85.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm not really, I mean, that, he never ripped his shirt off, did he, Superman? He just took it off in a phone booth.
Yeah. The costume was underneath the shirt.
Yeah,
100.
but never mind. Look, Clark from Kent, yeah? That's good. That makes up for that whole confused shirt thing.
And he's never changed anything about his game. Matt's one of those guys who looks like he hasn't aged in about 20 years.
123.
I mean, yeah, you can go watch him like playing at the Lakeside from 20 years ago. Well, 23 years ago he made the quarterfinals there. And he looks a bit like William H. Macy. He had like big
100.
specs on. But the throw's the same. Really dangerous player, Matt Clark, back in the day.
Yeah, I agree. Multiple times he represented his country. He was one of the best players in the country in the mid-90s. He was in that mould of England players, the real heavyweights of the mid-90s England squad. The
137.
Fordham, Painter,
On your
King,
167.
Adams squad that was just unbeatable.
Oh, hello. He loves a bullseye finish. Oh, can't produce it here.
129.
Well,
Matt, you require 156.
there have been big combination shots that Ryan Joyce has been looking at the last couple of legs. Missed the bullseye for both of them. But he is going to come back. I genuinely don't know with Ryan Joyce whether he goes straight at that double 19. You would think with the way that his darts go in the board that he will. But I'm never 100% sure with Ryan Joyce what route he's going to go.
97.
Well, he's
Ryan,
got to be
you require
100% certain.
38.
Yes.
And he's going to split.
And it's double 16 he wants.
Yeah,
And
shot
double
the third
16 he
leg,
gets.
Ryan
And it's
Joyce.
15 darters across
Fourth
the
leg is Matt
board
to
in
throw
the early
first.
stages of this.
Game on.
Matt Clark, one of those players who was on the tour for a number of years, dropped off it, came back, dropped off it again,
100.
got his tour card back at the start of this year, and mentioned it over the last couple of years, where players who've dropped off the tour, more senior pros, the veterans, gone on to the Challenge Tour, and it's helped them find a way back to the top level. As Ryan Joyce produces the first 180 in his tally for the match. But Matt Clark was one of the first, really, to go and use the Challenge Tour in that way and bounce back.
80.
He lost his tour card at the end of 2013, won a Challenge Tour the following year, and another one the year after. He was back on the tour 2016. Admittedly, didn't go well because he lost his tour card, but he's back again. Ryan Joyce is back in that treble 20. And that is back-to-back maximums for relentless Ryan Joyce, who leaves the 141. He's missed the ball for a 132. He missed the ball for a 167. We saw 9 darters at the weekend from Ian White, Rob Cross, Jeffrey Desvan. We've seen 4 9 darters on the Euro Tour this year already. Can relentless Ryan Joyce make it a 5th?
Still on. Still on. It's in, Ryan. A millisecond to relax for double 12. And he's just wide the 9. He can't emulate Ross Smith, who got one here. But that was one titanic effort from Relentless.
Wow. Ryan Joyce. He's been absolutely deadly. When he's playing well on the doubles, they're the one thing it doesn't matter. It's the scoring that's the problem. And then he goes 8 perfect darts into the 9 and wires double 12. Same target for a 10 darter.
Yeah,
what a leg of darts from Ryan Joyce. Narrowly missing out on the 9 darter. Perhaps with Ross Smith's history here in Gibraltar, it's best that he didn't hit it. But I'm sure Ryan Joyce isn't thinking that right now.
Well, what he wants to do right now is emulate Conan Whitehead, who last week did something that I haven't seen in a very long time. That's it, back-to-back 10s.
Yeah, that was Conan Whitehead who threw the highest average in a ranking event this year, 115.8, I believe it was, with back-to-back 10 darters
43.
in the middle of his game. It was against Jose de Sousa on the Pro Tour. The weekend saw some enormous averages, 115.8 from Conan, 115 from Ian White. There were 113s and 14s and 12s and 11s and 10s and 9s.
59.
106 and 7 averages are looking pedestrian by comparison. Some of the top boys in world darts, in fact, some of the also-rans, the guys outside the top table, they are playing some really good stuff.
This time of year, Dan, this is when they
57.
really want to be kicking on, because we are reaching the point where it's deadline day every week for something. It's deadline day for Minehead, it's deadline day for the European Championship, it's deadline for Tour cards, World Championship spots. It's all on the line, and if they're not sharp, they are going to get found out.
Yeah, well, Ryan Joyce, he's one of the guys who's less concerned about defending. He's not defending any money because he only picked up his tour card at the start of last year.
96.
But obviously, if he could emulate his run at the World Championship, then he's going to be in the top 32 in the world. Admittedly, he'll then start defending money from next year, and it was a very good first year for Ryan Joyce.
Yeah, he would join his fellow Geordie Chris Dobie in the top 32, where I think Chris may be living there for a while, the way he's playing. I think he's settled into that spot very nicely, and I don't think he wants to let that go for a while.
Well, a lot of it will depend on how he does in things like the World Grand Prix, seeing the draw for that, and what a game of darts that we've got. Well, we've got loads of great games, but Chris Dobie's got a very interesting draw in the first round of that one.
Yeah, he's playing his bogey player, Ricky Evans.
140.
And yeah, the last time they played, I believe it was, Chris got the win. That was in Denmark.
Denmark, where he went all the way to the final, was only beaten by Dave Chisnell.
Yeah, Chizzy's here. He will be here tomorrow.
96.
And he will be sporting a new shirt and using brand new darts too. So check those out tomorrow. Double 16 for Ryan time, and it is Ryan time for 4-1.
Sig leg is Matt to throw first.
Well, it's not back-to-back 10s, but if you're going to 27 darts to win 2 legs ain't bad, is it? And Ryan Joyce, who averaged 109 in one of his qualifying games to get here, is averaging in the same sort of region right now. And this could be the highest average we have ever seen from Ryan Joyce on a big stage. In fact, there's a very good chance it's going to be from this point.
60.
Well, one thing we know about Matt Clark is that he can find a way to beat a high average. And one of the games that he won to get here against John Henderson, who was on the European Championship bubble at number 32. The likelihood is John is going to be eliminated by someone picking up enough money, but John averaged 103 against Matt, and it wasn't enough. And Matt did a Wade-type thing by averaging 7 less than that, but getting the victory.
100.
Well, at the minute, the gap is pretty much twice that. I mean, it's sort of 13 points. And yes, that is not decisive. You can win with an average 13 to 15 points less. We've seen it happen before. Seen Phil Taylor lose 115 average in the Premier League. But
remember where you were when Phil did that?
I've got no idea.
I was in a bar about half an hour from here.
Really?
Watching the Premier League that night, yeah.
Raymond van Barneveld, the man to overcome the power on that occasion. Phil Taylor, the winner of the inaugural Gibraltar Darts Trophy. Remember he beat in the final?
Ooh, now Jamie Lewis?
Yes, very good. Cracking little play. You'll see more from him. The words of Phil Taylor. Somebody said many times.
That's a curse, isn't it? When Phil says that about you.
He's right, though. The World Championship semi-finalist, Jamie Lewis. Tough time at the minute, but he started winning a few games on the tour. Matt Clark looking to take out the 137, but can't do it. Ryan Joyce, well, I mean,
97.
He's missed the double for a 132, a 167, a 141 for the 9. Can he finally pin one? No. Not right now.
Interesting route, that. And he was always going to get that 60 with the second dart. It happens every time. You miss that big treble 19 on a combo,
40.
and then you use the 60 next. You always get that 60 with second dart. But he shouldn't be back. And he won't be back.
Six leg, Matt Clark.
Classy tops from Superman.
7 leg is Ryan to throw first. Game on.
It is the Asp, Nathan Aspinall, number 16 seed here, who awaits. We had a couple of withdrawals this weekend, Adrian Lewis included.
58.
Adrian Lewis, of course, the finalist last year. Can't remember who he beat in the semis. Some chump, probably.
Yeah. Some one-hit wonder. Terrible game of darts that was.
So I watched that back yesterday. It was good.
Yeah,
very good.
It was a corker. Really enjoyed being involved in that game. The best thing about it was at the end that, you know, Adrian and I have been involved in some great games in the past, and it hasn't been, you know, respectful at the end. Let's put it that way. But it was nice.
You've never fallen out with your opponents, Paul. Come on.
Adrian and I had a belter just over 12 months ago, and we had some respect at the end. It was nice to finish a nail-biting game with the right way to do it at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, if you're going to go out in the semi-finals and miss out in the final, then that's not a bad way to do it. It was a stunning contest, and I think we'll see some more stunning contests this weekend. Because we've already seen the double miss for a 9-darter. Ryan Joyce is averaging in excess of 100. It's not up the 109 mark that it was earlier.
Do you think we'll get a 9 this weekend?
The way they're playing, I mean, you could pick a number of candidates out, but it just feels that this last month, where we've seen a number of European tours, plenty of Pro Tour action, some of these guys who've had that month off, they've played themselves back into top form.
They always seem to find great performances
100.
from unexpected corners of the darting globe a couple of weeks before the Grand Prix. Every time. We can talk about that more in the next leg. But right now, it's all about 11 and bull.
Oh, he's missed that by a distance.
Wrong club there, Matt. Wrong club. You needed a pitching wedge and you got yourself an 8-9 out the bag.
Well, he will leave himself tops, but it's a dangerous game leaving Ryan Joyce's combo finishes because he's been threatening all game.
51 bull. Not to be. But he loves to start on the 57. He's a bit Rob Cross like. He likes to start on the 54. Ryan likes to start on the 57.
Well, you will see. Ryan sometimes decides to just do his scoring visits on 90s, so start legs on 19s for reasons I don't understand.
2 10s.
Yeah, on the 7th leg.
Excellent dart from Matt Clark to get himself within 1.
8 leg is Matt to throw first.
But yeah, talking about
Game on.
players who've had runs the week before the Grand Prix and going into the cut-off. We have, of course, already had the cut-off for that, so we don't have to worry about that. But we do have the cut-off for the European Championships here. And we've already mentioned that Ryan's going to have to make the final. Matt's going to have to win the tournament because he hasn't played on the European Tour this year. But we'll talk about every permutation with every match and every player and what they've got to do to get themselves to Göttingen. But Ryan did not make the Europeans last year. So
it is a tough tournament to make, and highlighted by the man you'll have seen in the previous match, just having photos with some of the fans at the back of the hall there, Michael Smith, who may not be there. You know, this is the World Match Play World finalist, former Premier League finalist, and he may not make it to Göttingen.
And you've got a couple of guys who are in this tournament who are sitting pretty in the qualification tree.
Ah, yes, the qualification tree.
Yeah, of course. Got their little bag of confidence up there as well. Keegan Brown and Chris Dobie sitting on 20 grand plus in ranking money, so they can forget about qualifying for Göttingen. And all they want to do is win this tournament.
There will be a lot more pressure on Michael Smith than there will be on, say, Keegan Brown if he were to beat Danny Nopper and then face Michael Smith in the next round.
There's a fabulous piece of glassware available for someone who wins this tournament, and this event has done wonders for people's careers.
Yeah, it is a tournament rich in history.
140.
But Ryan Joyce here, he was dominating this game, and Matt Clark has just carried on. It's solid from Matt Clark. It's a mid-90s average here, and he's only missed one dart at double in this match.
57. Ryan, you require 122.
Options on 122. I've seen a lot of people going for the bull and 25 here. He's staying on the 20s because Matt's not on a finish. I think that's the right play. At least I'm on 81, so he'll stay downstairs, you would think. Sweating up a bit. It is very warm in there, even with a few fans in this afternoon. He's done well there, has Ryan Joyce, leaving himself on a double after 12. But it's just, it's a little bit sticky in there, and you've got to drink lots of water. And what I love about the table as well at the back there, Dan, is that the PDC are doing their thing for the plastic.
81.
They're using
24
cartons of water now.
Ah, interesting. Double six. There it is. Ryan Joyce breaks back immediately, and that leg puts him in control of the game once more when it looked as if Matt Clark might be creeping back into it. But he's got two chances to serve this out, relentless Ryan Joyce, and that is a perfect first start for him.
Look at the angle that's gone in.
140.
It's a bit like the anti-Dennis Priestley. You know how Dennis used to get them going in at all different angles, but they were upright? Well, Ryan Joyce is the antithesis of that. He lands them flat, but they were going at all these weird angles.
100.
Well, Ryan does have a, there you go, 102 average. He does have quite a small flight, doesn't he? So you do sacrifice a bit of stability there.
100.
The smaller the flight, the faster it will fly, and the more difference you will get in the air. It will wave. And if you don't throw that dart perfectly, it's going to skew away somewhere.
I saw you in your little tutorials that you've been doing with live darts as Matt Clark doubles his 180 tally for the match. And you reckon that players who throw with the smaller flights, they're pretty much the most skilled ones on the planet, aren't they?
I agree.
Because you've got less leeway margin for error, because the tiniest little deviation in how you throw, how you let go, it's going to lead to a big, big problem in how that dart flies through the air. It could go anywhere.
Have you tried the small Phil Taylor flights?
I've not tried those things. But even smaller... Oh, hello. Hello.
108.
Forget about flights. Matt Clark's on the charge. Superman has taken flight in this one. 41 left after 9.
Well, is it a bird? Is it a plane?
130.
Matt Clark just wants it to be 5-4.
41.
Well, you will see planes, or you'll hear them this weekend in Gibraltar. Oh, hello. Didn't want that. Oh, that's a mess. That is a careless dart from Matt Clark. He should be nowhere near the treble. And Ryan Joyce is one of these finishers that he's so adept at taking out.
2 darters. Just can't leave him on them. Rule number 73, you could say. Don't leave
Yeah,
Ryan
shot.
Joyce on a
Another
two-darter
match,
because he'll take
Ryan
it
Joyce.
and he will finish it all day long. Ryan Joyce's chances of making the European Championship are still alive. He's got himself into the next round where he will play Nathan Aspinall, where you feel he may have to play just like that, around about the 101 average mark. He's going to be loving that stat as Dan Dawson makes his way to the stage to get a few words from the Geordie right now. Stay with us. Next game on, we'll be with you in about 5 minutes' time.
Ryan, come on, pack your stuff up. You've got to go. That's the rules. You win. You've got to come and talk to me. I'm afraid that's it. Congratulations. A great win, and so close to the 9-darter.
I know. I thought I'd missed the treble 19, so I didn't know if I was on. I had to have another look.
Did it knock you out your rhythm?
Sorry?
Did it knock you out your rhythm? Do you think if you'd known that was there, the 57, you're straight in double 12, happy days?
I don't know.
Would that have been your first 9-darter in PDC darts?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, look, you played in the qualifiers for this. You averaged 109. At a point in this game, you were averaging up towards those numbers as well. You've ended with a very, very respectable ton average. You're playing as well as you have done for a few months, aren't you?
Well, probably for my whole career, really. I have had a little tweak in my throw where I don't hold the dart as far away from my face. I hold it much closer now, and it's like a small movement rather than a big movement, and I've seen the averages go up maybe 10 points, so I'm happy with that.
10 points. I mean, that's the difference between having a very, very... So this World Championship quarter-finalist at Ali Pali, you stick 10 points on your averages, anything could happen, couldn't it, Ryan?
I hope so. I hope good things do happen.
Well, look, are you thinking about the European Championship? For you to qualify for that, you'd have to go all the way to the final here this weekend. Do you think that's a possibility with the way you're playing right now?
Definitely a possibility, but I wouldn't say I was thinking that's definitely going to happen. But I'm going to try my best.
Certainly will. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Joyce. He will take on Nathan Aspinall, the UK Open champion, in the second round tomorrow.